what's up? This your boy Monty G from the Fan Mission Podcast. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all access to motivated and inspiring video on this Fan Mission Friday. Every Friday. Let's get to the podcast. Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G, and it's another Fan Mission Friday, and we got a special guest. I'm gonna go ahead and let him into the room, let him announce himself and do his thing. So
Hi,
go ahead and tell the people what's your name, where you from, and what you do.
hi guys. My name is Jalen Jordan. I'm from Tampa, Florida, but I currently reside in Orlando, Florida. And I actually am a mental health activist, but I wrote a mental health poetry book, A Misguided Thought.
Okay, well, I'm glad to have you. So tell me a little bit about your book, Misguided Thought. Why the name? What's up? Tell me a little bit about that.
So, A Misguided Thought is a poetry book I created when I was about 18. At the
Mhm.
time, I didn't know I wanted to be a writer, but I have all these wild, crazy thoughts. So I went like, if I'm gonna make a book, why not label it after all of my thoughts? So A Misguided Thought is how I came up with the title.
Okay. So you said you was 18?
Yes. So when I first started really writing and trying to pursue a writing career, I was 18 years old. I would say I've been writing poetry though since I've been about 12, and I had literally a big book like this full, and then I didn't realize I wanted to be a writer, and I threw all my work
Mm,
away. I regret that day because I could have like 3, 4 books right now helping everybody, but so far it's been good. I'm currently on a Misguided Thought book tour right now.
okay.
September 17th, I'll be in Augusta, Georgia. October 15th, Midland, Texas. November 5th, Henderson, Tennessee. November 19th, I'll be in New York. And
Mm,
then I'll come right back around in December and I'll be in Boca Raton, Florida. So, but I'm adding
okay.
more dates to come.
All right. Well, congratulations on your tour. So it's called Misguided Thoughts, right?
Yes, sir. A Misguided Thought. THOUGHT.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is something that you say you started at 18, right? And
Yes.
how old are you now?
24.
All right. So what is something that you had to unlearn since you was 18 to now?
I had to, how I came up with how I came up with my book. My book is really all my trials and tribulations and
Mm-hmm.
mental health issues. And I felt to basically get to where I am now, I had to hold on to anger and people. I had to hold on to all that rage to be able to push me forward to get to this place. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to unlearn how to be angry. I had to unlearn, like, that's not my first instinct. I should look at people with an open mind and an open heart and things of that nature and not look at them like they're trying to cross me. So that would be a major one I had to unlearn.
Okay. That's what's up. So, my channel was all about inspiring people and helping the youth. And so, what would you say to a kid that's 18 and was in a weird space where you was at, and you like, man, I don't know if should I like writing, but just want to throw everything away and just want to start on something. What would you tell them?
Honestly, I would tell my 18-year-old self before I went to throw away all my work or whatever, keep pursuing and pushing for your dreams because at the end of the day, that's the only thing we have.
Right.
Um, Without our dreams, I feel like we can't live. A human life is pointless. So I would tell my 18-year-old self to keep striving, to keep pushing. That's how I got this far. So,
Mm-hmm.
motivation by grace
Okay.
through faith. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, let me see. I got a couple questions for you, man. Um, so who inspired you to write the book?
Um, God,
Ah,
God, literally God. Um, I did not know I wanted to write a book, let alone did I ask for the talent I have. So I would say God has been my biggest inspiration and what's motivated me behind closed doors. I feel like this is a door He's opened. Imagine now, 6 months ago, I wasn't going on a tour, nor I just quit my job to push myself for this book. Like, that's crazy. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have thought that. 6 months ago, I was pushing for this book. A year ago, when I first published my book's been out a year. I promoted within these 6 months, a year later, and I got this far. I feel like if I would have been as motivated back then, when my book first came out, I would have already been further and ahead of the game, if that makes sense. My book
Okay.
was published in May 2021, and we're now August 2022, and I'm now doing good when I should have started back then. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, you got to give God praise
Agreed.
on the rail. You got to give Him praise.
Agreed.
Hey, and I tell people, we have to get close to God because, so to find out who we really are, understand the laws in the universe and, tap into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Take some time out, take the earbuds out, take the phone out your face and really tap into your greatness because we got so much stuff that'll throw us off and we get frustrated and get angry and we were like, man, bro, I don't understand this, but they don't understand that they put all these gadgets in our face so we won't understand ourselves.
Agreed. And with social media now, being a writer itself is a scary aspect because, hey, I'm already showing an emotional side of me. I'm letting you inside of my head to be able to help other people again by grace through faith because it's His talent that's trying to like help me motivate other people to get off whatever dark path they're on. But then you have social media that makes it look like to expose myself, it's wrong,
Mm,
or that I could say the wrong thing by trying to motivate somebody else. It's in cancel culture, then I'm canceled or some shit like that. So,
okay, okay. So how do you feel about mental health?
so, so I'm diagnosed. I don't know if you know or not. With man bipolar depression, but
Okay.
manic disorder, manic depression. So basically, any small thing could like trigger me, and then when with my manic depression, it's just like a spiral, and I go downhill completely. And then my car anxiety and anxiety in general is out of this world. I feel like if I'm in a car, if I'm going over a pothole, the car will just instantly flip over if I'm driving or if I'm the passenger. So I'm a huge advocate for mental health. Hell, I wrote a whole book around it simply because I didn't want nobody to feel alone.
So when the last time you had an episode like that where you just freaked
Re-
out?
like in general, the car every day, the car day, every day. As far as my depression and like having like those sad days, I haven't had one of those in a minute.
Okay.
And I would literally say it's because of my work and my fans, everybody that's been coming out, buying my book, supporting, and then telling me their stories has just been motivation itself to keep me going.
Okay. So do you feel like you found the thing that you enjoy doing?
Yeah. Fun fact: before I knew I wanted to be author, though, the one thing I enjoy doing, and I felt like if I could do it for the rest of my day, every life, it would be writing. Like even
Mm,
if I never had to share my work with anybody else, I could do that for the rest of my life and be happy. So
mm.
I'm truly satisfied with that. That is my purpose. So
Okay. So on that note, what's the worst job you ever had?
worst worst job I ever had. Honestly, I was a leasing agent. Remind you, I'm a leasing. I love being a leasing agent because it's the aspect of constantly mingling and being able to take in other people and
Hmm.
understand them. And then once they're residents with you, it's like they become your best friends. They become your family. But I worked for South Oxford Management,
Hmm.
place at Alafaya, and you know, when you understand what you enjoy doing, you like to stay in that field. So I love
Right.
leasing. I love the people. But then you have a hierarchy of like corporations and people that make all the money and they forget about the small people.
Okay.
And then that's when you have your depression. You have people that just goes through like their mental on a day-to-day basis because no matter where they go, work or home, they're not at peace. So they don't have that peace. So
Mm.
mhm, that was the worst job I ever had simply because management was piss poor.
Hmm.
And the whole property is built in like 1972 and they didn't want to renovate nothing. So the whole property is just like sinking with all the residents living there just sinking. So
Yeah. But half of the time people don't enjoy their job because poor management. It's
yeah,
not that it's too far. It's not that they don't pay enough. It's like the poor management. So
agreed.
yeah. So when they get to that point, they understand that they have something good on their hands. All right. So I got a couple questions for you, man. But first, before we start the questions off, please tell the guests how they can find your book or where they can find your book.
Yes. So my book is sold at every major retailer: Target online, Walmart online, Barnes and Noble online, Amazon online. And then my Instagram page is Jordan Jalen and Jordan Jalen Official. So my first and last name, and then you can just find me and add me on that and my link tree.
Okay, okay. So, um, I was checking out the book, what I'm saying, because you got an audio book too.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, and
Audiobook could be found on Audible and Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble.
yeah, yeah, I'm an author myself. I got a couple books around here, so
Yes, sir.
I do my thing. So I
Yes, yes.
I know I know how you feel about it. You know. Um, Let me see. I got a couple questions for you, real
But wait,
quick.
but wait, what do you think about the book?
I'm halfway through it. Um, you know what? I got a couple questions about the book. Like, you know, I'm listening to the book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like poetry, right?
Yes, sir.
It's poetry, and I never got off into poetry, so I was like, I'm always willing to try something and listen to something new, and just like, I don't
Yes.
want to be stuck in a bubble.
And
So
be
I'm
completely
listening.
honest though, because so the audiobook just came out, and
Mm,
when I was coming up with like who I wanted to narrate, I went like Americans love a good England accent.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. So let me see. It was something you was talking about, but I was doing some study, and the way you listen to the book, the
Mm-hmm.
way I listen to the book, was totally different from what I heard. So it was a lot to take in. I'm like, damn. So I listened to it. I'm like, damn. Okay, okay. And I kept in my head. I kept like, damn, man. This is poetry, but at the same time, it feel like how can you say it? I don't want to spoil it for the people. I don't want,
No,
what I'm saying. Oh,
yeah.
but I was like, man, do you ever feel like a victim? Would you rather be loved or judged?
See, that is a question I struggle with a lot, right? Because I would say, as an entrepreneur, or even
Mm-hmm.
just somebody trying to broadcast their talent, you don't want to be judged, but at the same time you want to be judged. Like you
Right, right.
want everybody to judge you and give you the compliments, but God forbid somebody judge you and give you a negative one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'd rather be judged. And here's why. I don't care
Okay.
about
Okay.
love. Here's why. I feel like at the end of the day, I want to stand my point. I want to stand my ground, and I want to show a reflection of who I am. If I'm sitting here trying to, like, all my book signings, for instance, right?
Hmm.
God forbid, yeah, you buy my book and you don't love my book, by all means, cool. That means something in my work didn't relate to you. You didn't feel any of these emotions.
Hmm.
And must I say, I am a phenomenal writer and wrote about almost every emotion known to man. So if they read my book and can't feel an emotion, they're probably a narcissist. But
Right, 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 right. Cause hey, cause I was listening and I was like, damn. I'm like, damn. He's saying a lot. I'm like, damn. It make you think.
yeah,
It make you think. Even though it's poetry, but it make you think. And I was just sitting back listening to it. Yeah, I got the audio book, so I
yeah,
got it right on. I got it on my phone.
and
But
it's so.
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I said I ain't want to speak too much about it because I'm only on the middle of it.
Yes,
But
sir.
the parts that I checked out and the chapters that I went through, and I was like, wow, I'm like, man, this kid deep. You know what I'm saying?
So far with the audios, which poem that you like so far from the ones you heard?
And see, and I supposed to write them down and I told my wife, man, it was one that stuck out to me real good, and it was late night when we listened to it,
Yes, sir.
and I was like, man, that's cold, and I was supposed to be writing, taking notes, man, my
Yeah.
bad,
No,
but
yeah.
I think it was. I ain't gonna even say I think because I want to be in facts on it. Man,
Well,
it was one that stuck out to me, man, and I can't remember right now. You got me on blast.
Well, see, it's funny that you said like how you was like listening to the audio book and it was poetry, but it didn't sound like poetry. I went to a poetry slam the other night.
Hmm.
For the first time ever. Like I never been the one. I went like I wrote a book, so it's about time like I actually go on stage or whatever. So remind you, the poem I quoted and the poems I heard all the other poets during the slam, there was like
Hmm.
all biographies and like the monologues, and then I it dawned on me and I realized, yeah, it makes sense why a lot of people say I'm shocked that you're doing so well with your poetry.
Yeah,
Because poetry don't sell, but that's because the shit I went to the other night, I would not listen to if they wrote a book, an audio book, nothing. But like it's good, but it's just so long, and then our attention spans like die out. As a
I
writer,
know.
I don't even have that long of an attention span, so it's crazy to me. But yeah, I'm so happy that you felt the emotion because
Yeah, I felt it, and I was like I said, it was late night, and I ain't have my phone on me. Me and my wife was listening to it, and I was like, man, and I should have been taking notes on my phone, but I was tired, and I was like, man, but in an audio book, it don't have a pause in it, so
correct,
it's running straight through.
correct. I
So
never
I had to physically pause it and really take it in because if you listen to it straight through, it'll sound like a whole bunch of the words. But
agree,
you have to, and that's one thing that I said. I'm like, damn, it should have had a pause in it, so people can at least about a 3 second pause, four
agree,
second pause, so people can say, before you start the next chapter.
agree.
You
The
know,
reason why I did that though is because how I wrote the book is completely all emotion.
right?
So without having the pause in there, from poem to poem is taking you through the list of emotions.
Hmm.
So yeah, you having to pause it on your end is now you focusing and channeling that one emotion that poem evoked in you. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But
Hmm.
without that pause, you're now going through every emotion I felt. And yet it could you might want to go and listen to the whole hour audiobook and feel every emotion I felt within that whole hour, or like you did, take a pause and then
Yeah.
channel. that emotion and actually think about it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and man, I'm so sorry I wasn't even prepared for this. And I said it, and I said I don't even know why. I don't know what my head was at. I was doing so much, but I definitely was like, damn, I wanted to write down a couple of chapters that he did so I can talk about them because I wasn't even thinking. I'm so sorry.
Yes,
So,
sir.
uh, but yeah, I got up to about. I think I'm up to the sixth chapter though.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No.
So you know what I'm saying? Because like we all have our struggles, and I like to listen to audiobooks because sometimes I be struggling with reading, and if I'm struggling with it, I won't even I lose interest in it. So I like
Agree.
listen to audiobooks when I'm doing stuff, I mean I listen to thousands of audiobooks. That's all I
Really?
do all day. That's all I do.
I never actually, fun fact, I'm not even a reader. And I don't listen to audiobooks. I like inspirational speakers, like a lot of TED Talks. Like I could listen to TED Talks all
Okay.
day because boom, it's like the people or whatever, they just know how to grasp your attention span. So I like
Yeah.
them. But mm,
So
audio.
who is one of your main motivational speakers that you listen to?
Um, don't have any.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact, don't have it. Like, so like Instagram, you will always like I've seen like great quotes by Denzel Washington or Carrie Wilson, like think like people of that nature,
Mhm.
Ariana Grande when they talk about mental health, Nicki Minaj when they talk about mental health. So it's like things of that nature. It helps me reflect and know like I'm in the right track. But I don't really have anybody that I look at and be like, you know what? I want to be just like you. Gandhi, actually, because I do want my Nobel Peace Prize. So
Okay.
Gandhi is Gandhi is one of my inspirations. I do want my Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel the way you feel, is you trying to learn about it, or is you just telling people about it? Because that's what I was, and see, that's what I was saying. I don't want to spoil it, but I was like, damn, man, you hitting some spots that people go through with depression and mental illness. But then at the same time, it was like a victim mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, this happened or this one. And I'm like, and so I had to take it in. I'm like, man, because I don't know where it's going to. I don't
Agreed.
know at the end of the book, it's gonna start getting
Agreed.
deeper, you
Agreed.
know.
So, and it
So
do, and it does. So yeah. So how I wrote it is written in a format from when I was 18 up until when I actually published the book around 21, 22, more life experiences. But I write from an emotional standpoint. So if I never experienced the emotion, I met around with people that experienced those emotions and wrote from their point of view
mm,
as if I experienced it myself. So yeah, it is a lot of darkness to the light. And it do make you think about everything I've been through, everything somebody else possibly could have been through, and everything you've been through. Um,
hmm
but yeah, I definitely that was the goal.
yeah, and see, I ain't want to be like, oh man, because I really want to take the book in and listen to it into the end. So, but I'm mad I didn't write down because it was one of them. I was half asleep, but I listen. I was like, oh man, that's deep, and
Yeah,
I didn't write it down, man. I'm good at this. I'm like super good at writing things down because I wouldn't let nothing pass me. But I'll start listening to it when I was
and
laying down.
it's not the first time like somebody that's read my book or whatever said like from their point of view they didn't know if I was writing to get my emotion to solve your emotion or if I was writing from my point of view as a victim mindset. And
Yeah.
the fact that you said that I find so ironic because yeah, it can come across as I'm writing as a self biography, right?
Hmm.
Because that's the only way I knew to write.
Right.
from my mindset to express that emotion to relate to somebody else. So if a person isn't careful with like trying to interpret the emotions, they can or may feel like I was writing about mine when I'm trying to relieve yours. So I'm happy you said
Okay. Okay. So if someone like they want to write a book, they say, you know what, what would you give them advice for the first thing to do? Like, man, if you want to write a book, this is what you need to be doing first.
the first thing I would recommend is chances are, if you want to write a book, you probably already wrote all the pages. I would just say, hey, put every single last page you got together, slap it together. Boom, that's your manuscript. And that's your first thing. You just have to build your manuscript. And then you start sending it off, submissions to every publishing company it is. And that's the scary part for a lot of people, just to send off your manuscript. Um, I'm working on my second book, and my nerves is wrecking sending off my manuscript to a publishing company and getting it already published. So
Hmm.
that is always like a big fear. But I feel like once you push through that, you could do anything.
Oh yeah. Hey, you want to get to second base, you got to get your feet off first.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. So so the second book, what is it going to be named?
So actually, it's going to be a misguided thought, volume two, revelation into the light. Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 So let me see. We got a couple more minutes on. I want to get off into these questions, man.
Yes, sir.
I had a couple questions for you. You know, this is what I do on my podcast. You know, just having
I had
some
to
little
look at
fun facts. Oh, it's all good. Um, what's the first thing you do or think about when you wake up in the morning?
how to push my book,
How
who
to
to
push
get,
your book?
how to push my book. That's the first thing I
Okay.
think about every morning I wake up.
So what platforms do you push your book on? Because they say a lot of people won't promote themselves because they don't believe in themselves.
See, and that's the thing. So so for instance, like I go to extra links. I sent my book off to Foxy Brown. She has my book in her house right now. I sent it off to Tyler Perry Studios. Like I just sent it off to like different places. Foxy Brown even responded to me on Instagram and went like, "Good job with the book, yada yada yada." I'm still waiting on a repost, but it's just like small things like that. Like I go to extra links. I've been to the libraries in the city trying to get my books out. I did a local book signing at Orange County Library in Orlando. So it's just always about pushing. I put out press releases. I've been featured on Fox News, New York Times. My book
Mhm.
trailers on Roku TV. So I definitely go the extra mile to make sure I'm achieving the goal. Hence the Barnes and Noble tour right now. So hopefully that
Yeah,
puts me in the place with the right person. It's always about the connection. It's always about the connections.
that's right. That's right. No connection. All right. What do you prefer, hot or cold?
Cold. I like the house to be at 60 degrees at all times. Cold.
Okay. Okay. Hamburgers or tacos?
Hamburgers with bacon.
Oh snap! Not the bacon. All right. So growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
Oh, now that's a good one. My favorite cartoon of all time is Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans.
Teen
That's my
Titans.
yes.
What's going on?
Cool,
All
cool.
right. Yep. Let me see. So growing up, what was your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal of all time would
Yeah.
be Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Okay. A lot of people say that. All right. I don't know if you're a gym shoe head, but what's your favorite pair of gym shoes of all times?
Favorite period?
Yeah, your favorite pair of gym shoes of all times.
Oh, I don't have.
You
So
don't
fun,
have
nope. So fun fact, I used to actually just not dress up in gym and just sit on the side of the court.
so what kind of shoes you wear back in high school?
Well, I went to a private school, so
Okay, private school. What kind of shoes you wear? Penny loafers,
the normal dress shoes.
dress shoes.
Yeah,
Okay, you don't know the kind of dress shoes?
I have.
No, no, no.
Mm.
All right. Let me see. Mm, all right. So, what is that one thing? If you could change the world, what is that one thing you would change?
If I could change the world, the one thing I would change the
Just
way
that one.
people treat each other. The way people treat each other.
Mm,
Mhm.
the way people treat each other. You know, I tell people when I hear when I hear people say, "Man, I hate people. I hate people." I say, you know, when you got a negative, if you feel negative about people, most likely your bank account negative
Agreed.
because your bank account reflects of how you feel about people. If you feel positive about people, just think about it. In the line of work you at, what if no people ain't come in?
If no, yeah,
Yeah, they send your ass home.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
I
So
would
we need people.
agree.
And on top of that, if we wasn't working with people, half of the people we work with, if we seen them in a store, we wouldn't even say hi to them. But
Agree.
since we working with them at a job, we have to talk to them.
Agree. Cause yeah, they tell you not to talk to strangers and things like that growing up, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
you
right.
need so you need people to make money.
Agree. And
Yeah.
then it's a lot of the time it's just a disconnect between what we're taught as a child and what we know as an adult. So it's like as an adult, we know customer service to treat people nice or whatever, whatever, whatever. And then within certain situations, like our jobs, we're now
Hmm.
forced to talk to strangers. And
Yeah,
then we need the strangers, we need the connections. Compared to our children, teenagers, they say no, no, no. Yeah. So
yeah. We was that's why I say what is something you had to unlearn because that's something I had to unlearn. I was kind of like, man, forget everybody. I was kind of like Drake, no new friends. But when my old friends was gone, I was stuck. Like, dang. So I'm like, I really do need new friends. And when I start getting new friends, and my bank account changed.
but see, and that's the thing and aspect with friends. We all need new friends, right? But we need
Mhm.
certain friends within that's chasing the same dreams that we're chasing.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna say friends. I ain't gonna say friend. I'm gonna say people.
People.
Yeah, I met
The
new
minute you
people.
started being nicer, or the minute you start, or the minute you met people and their energies was bad, that's when your bank account it went up.
No, no, it's kind of like instead of being standoffish, I was more polite to people. I was more helpful with people. You know, it's the little things that'll change you. I don't care if it's you can know a lot about a person by pushing the cart to the cart where it belong, and the
Mhm.
people that just leave it in the parking lot and pull off. That says a lot about people.
Say that again.
Listen, it says a lot about people
Hmm.
that push the cart to the cart rack where it belong,
Hmm.
or the people that just push it in a parking lot in another parking space and
Oh
just
yeah,
drive off.
yeah. We all been on both sides of that.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, you the type of person that'll drink and don't wash your cup out.
Oh yeah, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's the little things that matter. Like, man, like sometimes you gotta appreciate things, and then you don't appreciate pushing the cart. Now I can't pull my car up in a parking spot because you left a cart right there. You not being appreciate. You don't like what is something you can do to make this world a better place. And that's what it's all about. Like we're trying to make this world a better place, but it starts with self. It
Yeah,
starts with how we treat things, how we conscious about things. Like, bro, it ain't gonna kill you to walk a couple more steps and push the cart where it belongs. They got a place for it.
agree.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like it's little things like that in life that a lot of people they overlook. And I was one of them people. I'll leave the cart right there. And I was wondering, I had a negative mindset, and I was wondering everything around me was negative because I was taught that way. I learned that behavior from somebody else.
Agree.
You know
Give
what I'm
me,
saying?
yes, sir. Give me 1 second.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Hold on.
Mm, yeah, what's up? This your boy Monty G, and we on the Fan Mission podcast right now with Mr. Jordan. He put us on hold for a second, man. We had a couple more questions. You know, he took some time out of his busy day. He got some things he got to do. So we just jump on the podcast real quick. And I got a couple questions for him before we get up out of here. And if y'all want to get on the Fan Mission podcast, please hit me up on my DM on Facebook, on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Monty G Staff, MontyGStaff. Monty G Staff. Hit me up. Go ahead and tell the people again where they can find your book.
So you guys could find my book on Target, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Walmart, all major retailers, and then my audiobook as well. And then find me on tour as I will be in the state near you. And then all of my tour dates are all listed on my website, www.misguidedthought.com. So you could just type in my book name and then find my Shopify and find my tour dates when I'm in the city near you.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so my next question is: if you can remake a movie and play an actor in it, what would the movie be, and who would the actor be?
If I could replay a movie. So,
Like,
okay.
yeah, you can remake a movie.
Okay. So, it would be this is going to be Princess and the Frog
Oh,
and Princess and the Frog, and I would take place of Tiana's prince or whatever. And here's why: because I love the principle that Princess and the Frog stands for. And one of my favorite songs of all time is Almost There by the movie.
mm,
Just constantly giving me motivation that I'm always there, almost there to achieve that goal.
mm, okay, okay. Mm. All right, okay. That was I ain't never seen that movie.
You've never seen Princess and the Frog?
No, I ain't never seen that, so I'm gonna have to check it out and see what you're talking about.
Ah! First off, it's
Yeah.
a black people movie that Disney actually made for us, so I would recommend watching it anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I support it then. All right. I know because we had to cut off, but what would you if you had a magic wand and you can create your life? What would that look like?
If I had a magic wand and I
Yeah,
could,
and you can create your life like however you want it to be, and you just voila. What would that look like?
let's see, I would have. Hmm, hmm. So here we go. I'm a huge nerd, so I would create a whole world of like mutants, like X-Men, with mainly me having all the great powers, everybody else having the basic whatever, whatever, whatever. But then like we're just all like living mutants like X-Men. Now of course you might have your wars or whatever, but wouldn't that be cool?
Hmm.
Somebody shooting lightning at their hands at you because they're pissed.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you do? with $1 million today?
Mm, support my book more, get a house, right? Retire, keep writing, and keep promoting my book. Mhm.
So what would you do with $1 today?
Save it and hope for more money tomorrow.
No, you gotta do something with it.
Okay, break it into 4 quarters at the store and save it for tomorrow. I just did something with it. You know,
All
I don't
right.
have $1 no more.
Um, all right. How do you expand your brain capacity?
Through the knowledge of other people.
Oh, do other people?
Hmm.
Mm. So, what I say? Would you look for knowledge, or you wait for knowledge to come to you?
Both. I could be out constantly looking for it and never find it, but then it finally come to me.
Okay. So, is you in control of your body, or your brain control your body? No, wait. Are you controlling your brain, or your brain controlling you?
Because the last one was a loopy one,
I
boy.
know, I know. Are you controlling your brain, your thoughts, or your thoughts can and your emotions controlling you?
So, remember that thing when we talked about earlier, something I had to learn to change? That would be another thing I had to learn to change. My emotions used to control me, but now my thoughts control my emotions.
Mm,
Hmm. Because I used to be so emotional, I would just act on impulse.
mm,
Sometimes not angry, I still do, but now it's more contained to where anything around me could happen, something can hurt me, and then I could, you know what, be like 1, 2, 3, breathe, and then
mm.
move on.
So did it really work when you?
Not that we saw woo, nah. I talk to myself. Like I basically cuss them out in my head for it to work. Like that's what I do. I
Mm,
channel. Hmm. And
okay.
then I'd be like, this be not worth losing my job, yada yada yada, like in my head, like in my head.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I imagine me cussing them out, but without doing it, and then that's how I get over it. Mhm. It worked. You should try it. You should try it.
Yeah. I just I
It
can't
worked.
say. No, you know what? I was really like that too. So I'm more in control of. I'm more in control of myself than I was before. Like it's always room for improvement. So I can't say I'm totally controller of everything I do, but I'm conscious of about when I do it, and I be like, damn, and I dwell on it, like, damn, why I do that? Next time I ain't gonna do that shit. And then sometimes I do it, and it's just it's just the way we wired that we do things that we subconscious don't even know we do it until after we do it, and be like, damn, I did that shit,
Agreed.
you
Agreed.
know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Agree. I have had moments like that, definitely off impulse or not even just like with my book, for instance. Like sometimes I just sit back and be like, damn, like I wrote a book. Like I would never imagine. Like I wrote a book.
Okay. So look, if the average lifespan was 40 years old, what would you do different? Like we know that we only gonna live to 40 and we gonna die.
Hmm.
What would you do different?
Be single my entire life.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you got because you got to go to school. That's gonna take a couple of years, and then it's over with.
And I would skip
So,
school. I would not go to school. I wouldn't go to school, right? And I'll be single. So I
so
might just be one dumb lonely motherfucker, but
no, yeah, that. So, all right. So look, check it out. I think you gave me this answer already, but the question is, how many books or audio books you listened to in the last 90 days? Now remember, I told you.
That's
Now,
not mine.
now
I
remember when I told you you a mirror effect of what you do.
hmm I would say one.
All right, and what's that one? Your book?
No. The one it was some stupid book about characteristics and how to change an individual.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A business book or some shit.
No, okay, okay. Well, you know, like I tell people, I say, man, if you don't give everybody else a book a chance, why you think they're gonna give your book a chance? So
Yeah.
that's why I read a lot of books. I read a lot of books and listen to a lot of audiobooks rather and
But
because
that's
I
not always true because in order for me to give anybody a book a chance, it has to be appealing, right? And I'm
mhm.
not a reader. I know I'm not a reader, right? So now you have to appeal to a crowd that's not a reader. With my book, that's what I did. I decided to write a book to just channel emotion that could appeal to a non-reader compared to I'm not going to pick up a chapter book. Dr. Seuss is about the only thing I even remember being able to read almost all of his franchise. You feel me? Because guess what? Nobody wants, when you think books now, you think more schoolwork. And school put
Ah,
a summer book on you, beginning of the school year book on you, like so much. It killed it for our generation.
I know, and it's like when I say educate yourself, the first thing we think about is school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
And
yeah, school did put a little hold on people educating themselves because we don't have to educate ourselves on what they was teaching us. We don't have to search for what they was teaching us. So, hell, we don't even know what the hell they was teaching us.
agree.
You know,
Agree.
because for real, school is nothing but a daycare.
Mm-hmm. To watch us from all day
Yeah,
when I get parents at work.
because you think about it, if the parents don't teach you how to do things, they relying on the teacher, and then you don't even know if the teacher's teaching you right.
Mm-hmm. So you're just
So
hoping that
yeah,
you send them from one place to the next and they learn something.
yeah.
It's a
So
prayer.
yeah, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, we already at the hour, man, and I already know that you had some stuff you want to do, and I appreciate you coming on a podcast for this young hour,
Yes, sir.
chop it up with us, and and again, tell the audience where your book can be found.
And again, you guys check me out. My Instagram is Jordan Jalen and Jordan Jalen Official. And my book can be bought at Target, Walmart, Amazon, and all major retailers, including Barnes& and Noble. And check me out on my Barnes& and Noble tour at www.amisguidedthought.com. Hey.
Misguided thought.
Yes, sir.
.com.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Well,
Yes,
I
sir. Thank
appreciate.
you so much. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
You appreciate me having you.
Yeah, yeah. My bad. I appreciate you coming on to the show, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me. Enjoy the rest of
All
your
right.
day.
All
Oh
right.
wait,
Peace.
and then
What?
so when will we be able to see the show and can we find you?
Oh, I can send a link to you. You can find us on the Fan Mission podcast. We on the Family on the Mission.
Yes, sir.
And when you stepped out, I told everybody, you can find me at Money G Staff on all platforms. We will be on Apple Music. We'll be on Spotify. We on man, look, just Google us, and we gonna pop up because the
Because
fan
we
mission,
understand.
the fan mission is a thing that I put together, and no one have it.
Yes, sir. Well, we
So I'll
understand.
be the
Thank you so
yeah.
much for having me.
All right, man. Thank you so much. All right,
Bye-bye.
peace out.
We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission. We on the mission, family on the mission.